Yeah, as you can see, this is a beautiful day out here in the northwest, down here by the water. It's still a little bit chilly, but the spring is starting to show up, and it's a beautiful time of year up here, and we really love the changing seasons and how pretty it is. Throughout the winter, even with the weather, it's still been nice, but cold, and we've really been craving, though, you know, being out in the southwest, you know, where it's nice and sunny and warm and wide open spaces, and there's a number of reasons for that.
And we wanted to share just a story with you about how we had stumbled upon what we now consider our happy place.
Our happy place, yeah. This is our favorite place to go.
Yeah.
And but it was just by chance, and it almost didn't happen.
No, if we hadn't made a last minute decision to pull off to the side of the road and pull up Google Maps, we would have blown right past it and never discovered it.
So we thought we'd come out on this beautiful day and share with you, you know, what it is about that place that actually became our favorite place to go. You know, that keeps us coming back, and just the story of how we actually stumbled upon this place is quite funny as well. And what we've actually done in our RV and the way we travel in RV now that actually made this even possible to stay there. Freedom. Freedom!
Freedom!
All right.
Okay, let's try it again.
So a few years ago, you know, we were on a trip down into the southwest, and this is something we would typically do. We just, you know, just want to jet right down from the northwest area here and get into this more sunny area. So we would kind of head as fast as we could. And we have a few places typically they would say, well, maybe we'll go check out this place and that place, but really no agenda. And at this point, we were kind of on our way to go maybe go check out the Wave.
Yeah.
So this is cool rock formation that's in the southern part of Utah. And but the thing is that this place has kind of it's really popular, and they only let so many people in, so there's this kind of a lottery type of system to get in there.
There was no way.
And there is no way. So we realized we're not going to get a permit for that day, and we weren't going to hang around. So we just continued on this trip, just down the road with no real agenda.
No, So just heading towards Arizona, and we were really just kind of playing it by ear.
Yeah. And I could see that on the GPS, you know, I could see this body of water, this blue blob kind of slowly approaching on the left, and I said, I think that's Lake Powell, and you know, I've never really been to Lake Powell, and I
wasn't even familiar with Lake Powell. Yeah.
So we're just trucking along on the highway, and
then all of a sudden he hits the brakes and pulls off to the side of the road.
Right.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Right, so I'm like, don't worry about it. You know, I just wanted to check this out. So we pulled over, and I said, I said, there's a road up here, and you know, I need to check out to see there might be some camping down there along the water. And
I'm like, okay.
You know, a lot of these places, you know, you might just typically just blow by and then not really know about it. So I pulled off, and I pulled out my phone, and so I'm gonna pull up Google Maps real quick. And we had a decent signal at that spot, thank God. And so I was able to kind of get the satellite map and zoom in closer and look along the water there along this road where we're at, and say, oh my gosh, there's actually RVs down there.
Right, so let's go check it out.
So this looks like this could be a cool spot to stay.
Yeah.
So I said, you want to go check it out? And
I said, yeah.
So we got back on the highway, hung a left, and started to head down into this area. And it's the kind of one of the entry points for, I think it's the Glen Canyon recreational area.
Yeah.
Lone Rock is what it's called. So part of it's paved. You know, we're driving down, there's a ranger station, and once you get towards the end of this paved area, you kind of see that there's an upper area, right? Where we saw some RVs camped out, and a dump station. And so that was promising. Okay, there's a dump station.
Right.
And but that's really not where we were interested in staying, because we saw the RVs down by the water.
However, we saw a sign that said to proceed at your own risk because of soft sand.
Yeah.
Which made me very nervous, and I thought, no, let's just go to the upper area, and we're good there.
So the paved road turned into a sandy road So well, let's just do it. We should be able to get down there okay. I mean, there's other big rigs down there, so
right. And I said fine.
So we should
don't
be okay.
get stuck.
So on we went, and we made it down this road just fine. And you know, when we got to the bottom, you know, we started to get a little excited because there's really
so
some beautiful spots to camp.
Oh my gosh, so beautiful.
And we were just kind of like looking out at the lake and
it's like, look, it's so pretty.
Cruising next to these other RVs, trying to scope out a spot for ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I think at one point you said, hey, be careful where you're driving because you don't want to get stuck. And I said, nope, wait a minute. Started to slow down. All of a sudden I realized like, oh, I think we're a little stuck. So yeah, a little bit of rocking back and forth, and I realized, yep.
Oh my gosh.
We're not moving. We'd kind of drifted into a softer area of the beach.
That's very exciting.
I think everybody else there knew that's not where you want to be.
I think we were entertainment for a lot of the folks there,
right.
And you tried wedges and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I knew we could get out, but yeah, who knows how long this was going to take? And yeah, we were certainly entertainment.
No.
A little bit of local knowledge that we have now, you know, was going to prevent that, but
yeah.
So we're struggling and just kind of digging with, you know, this tiny little stupid shovel I have, and eventually, you know, we hear this voice. You know, and somebody's yelling across the sand at us.
You need some help.
Right. Yes. So this kind woman was saying, "You guys need some help?" And we're like, of course, me being a guy, we're like, "Well, actually, no."
No, I'm like, yes, we do.
We need help.
Yes, please come help.
So she's like, "Yeah, don't worry. You know, it happens all the time. My husband loves to pull people out in his big old truck. So he basically wants to pull us out backwards, and that's how we ended up getting out. And at this point, I think you were getting a little bit frustrated.
Well, no. So I mean, while you guys were working on that, the guy's wife was talking to me, and I was telling her it's the first time here. This kind of stuff kind of happens all the time, and then but there was this spot that had opened up that was right along the water.
Weren't we saying maybe we should just go? Or?
I was thinking we're out of here. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to get stuck. And she said, no, you should take that spot right here. We've been here for a week. It's beautiful. The weather's been gorgeous. Take that spot. I'm like, nah, I think we're going to go like to the upper area. And she said, no, you're not. You're going to go take that spot. As soon as my husband pulls you out, you go over there and take it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. You know, and so we did. So pulled up, and then much harder ground, you're not going to get stuck in it, and it was the most amazing spot. The water is right outside your door, nice sand. I mean, it had everything I could ever want in a vacation was right outside my door. It was amazing.
You know, you grew up in the desert.
So that's the thing. So I grew up till I was about 13 in Southern California. So I grew up in the desert. So for me, when we go on vacation, when I feel like I'm at home again is when we start to cross over into the desert. When I start getting heat, sun, desert landscape, I start to relax, and I feel like, oh, okay, I'm back. You know, I can recharge. So for me, Pacific Northwest is beautiful, but a lot of times it's dark, it's dreary, it's rainy. It's just, it doesn't recharge me. And getting out to sun and the sand and the water and the desert, I'm just like, oh, this is great.
And those are things that we realize now, that those are things that we kind of look for in a place is, you know, is that wide open, you know, beautiful landscape of this whole Glen Canyon area is just perfect. You got beautiful sunsets, and it's warm and it's pretty, and we're right on the water. I love to be on the water. I love to go out and paddleboard and do things like that. We decided just not to go anywhere after that. We stayed for a day.
The rest of the time.
And we stayed for another day. And we stayed for another day. And it was just ended up for us to be the perfect spot.
Yeah.
And it's not a remote spot because it's like 10 miles from town, and there's a Walmart, but it's and we had a decent cell signal right there.
I worked while I was there.
Right, we actually worked. Well, you did.
I did. I mean, kind of amazing. Get up, have my work set up, and I'm looking out the window, and I'm just looking out at the canyon and the water, and getting my work done.
I shot a couple videos there. You guys probably saw those too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
it was amazing.
But it's really a place that we keep thinking about, and then we continually want to go back to.
What I dream about all year long.
For all of these reasons, and and again, it may not be the only place, you know, but that's the type of place we're looking for now. And
because we're not full timers, so for us, when we go on vacation,
right,
we've got to maximize our time. Maybe we have 2 weeks, so we are hightailing it to wherever we want to get to, and trying to make the most of that vacation and to just recharge our batteries.
But it's a beautiful spot,
So
and
beautiful.
And it's just something that we wanted to share with you, because like on that trip we ended up staying for I think 5 days.
Yeah.
Canceling any other, you know, potential destination we were going to try to go to.
Yeah.
We said, well, I'm okay with just staying here the whole time, and then when we're done, we'll just start working our way back home.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. I know there's probably a spot that you guys have that you know, maybe your favorite place, and you know, for your own personal reasons.
Right.
You know,
I'd love to hear about it.
You know, for now, this is a place that we enjoy going back to year after year.
Yeah.
And but if you know places that are really similar, you know, we'd love to hear about it. That have the water, have the desert, and the warm weather. And you know, those are the places we're kind of looking for, and you know, maybe find some new favorite happy places.
Exactly. And one other note, when we talked about boondocking in the last video we did together, this was one of the reasons why I'm so on board now, because we were able to go to this location and stay as long as we did, and again, not lacking for anything. And it was comfortable and it was awesome, and if we relied on hookups, we would never have even discovered it.
Right, right. Before we go, we wanted to kind of leave you with a few final thoughts, and some of these are like lessons learned for us. You know, number one for us was like, you know, don't create such a rigid schedule for your trip that you can't just stop somewhere and go explore, because you never know when you're gonna find a place like
your
this.
happy place could be right around the next bend.
Right.
You never know.
Another lesson that I learned is bring a bigger shovel, because you know, as you get into these places, you never know, you might get a little stuck. And I also, as soon as we left this place, we went right to Walmart, and I bought a tow strap. Yep. And it's another thing that I keep in the RV, and I haven't had to use it since. But but that's another one. But I don't know. Anything else? I
don't know. I mean, I think it's just keep it loose and be open to the possibilities that are out there. You just never know.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys did, you know, make sure you like and subscribe if this is your first time joining us. And yeah, we'll be back next time with more, maybe another story like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Take care.
Bye.